Okay, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Hey, YouTube. I am making this video to teach you the top 5 daycare problems solved by the implementation of Lean. Now, the implementation of Lean systems has helped our daycare clients to do their already tough jobs more efficiently. Daycare owners like you are some of the hardest working people in our nation. You not only are planning lessons with little or no technology all year long, might I add, you're also providing care, meals for kids. You're running a business, which has its own set of challenges, but you're also in an industry that is running what seems like more background checks than the FBI. So you guys have tough jobs. And we know that your parents and your kids appreciate you, but we also care about your frustrations and we want you to know that there is hope. Now, several of our daycare clients have experienced all the issues, the problems that are on this list that we're going to talk about today, but they also found solutions to address these problems through the implementation of Lean. So, if you are similar to any of our clients, both home daycare owners and center, we may have solutions for you in the implementation of Lean. But before we get started, welcome if you are new to I Am Lean. I am Miss Tamara, and we help daycare owners spend less time in the center to pursue other passions. You might want to start a women's ministry or write a book. You may have to care for an elderly loved one. We do that by helping you to systematize your daycare operations, which includes your strategy, documentation, and training plans. Now, I started this business to give small businesses in my neighborhood a fighting chance, similar to what big businesses have. So I quit my corporate job to start this business. I am Lean. Now, Lean is a methodology that saves time, energy, and space. It's well known in the world, however, it's just not as well known in the daycare industry. But now you have me. So if you like the content that you hear, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the content to help this channel grow. Thank you so much for everyone who has already subscribed. We are going to be building this knowledge and helping the entire daycare world to transform and to eliminate frustrations. So let's get started. The first problem that Lean implementation will help you solve is the owner working as the director. Now, why is this a problem? The more time you spend working in the center directly with the kids is the less time you have to expand and grow the business. Yes, you don't have time to build those key banking relationships, key networking relationships, and to pursue your passions that you care about to fulfill your purpose in life. Now, we do have blog articles on our website, iamleanllc.org, talking about this very thing. I think it's called um, Why the Director Should Not Be, Why the Owner Shouldn't Be Also the Director. I'll link the article in the description box below. But Lean solves this problem by implementing a system that saves you 32 hours of time every week. Yeah, let me repeat that. 32. 32. That's right. The science of how it works is by building a stable process using documentation, time management, and tiered management. The owner only needs to dedicate 8 hours a week to the operations of the business or work directly with the kids. For example, one daycare owner client that we had refused to expand her business due to the pressures of not having enough time in the day. Like she didn't have time for the businesses she already had, let alone thinking about trying to grow. She's like, I'm only one person. I can't be everywhere. Even though it was costing her $400,000 in potential profits, and the service of serving more family and kids, she just would not even think about it. However, after only 4 months of using lean standardized documentation, and time management. She was able to apply for a contract to open one additional location. This time, she focused on caring for the parents who she wanted to serve and to use a systematized business model which eliminated the stress. Okay, so if you would like to expand your business, lean definitely um, is a problem solver for you. In fact, this system will not only save you 32 hours a week, you can run 21 daycare centers by being the only owner of so many different centers, because Lean has a tiered management system to help you to do that. Okay, the second problem that Lean is going to help you eliminate in your daycare is childcare payments and late reimbursements. Come on now, if the money is delayed, that's causing problems. For one, a lack of cash flow could affect your payroll. It could affect your vendor payments. It could affect your credit. It could affect your reputation, which is above all those other things. And we know you gravely care about that, especially for daycares who are small businesses. A delayed payment could be the difference between using your personal money, which you were going to pay for your rent or your mortgage or your car note, in order to afford supplies or food to feed the kids in the daycare. So, how does Lean solve it? Well, Lean implementation offers a solution. It offers the documentation of your processes and improvement in your time management. We have been able to use these two things to help clients to increase cash flow. For example, I'll highlight one daycare owner client who was not receiving their food reimbursement on a regular basis. After documenting the processes of how to track children's accounts, how to submit receipts, and when the receipts should be submitted, the checks started rolling in like clockwork every month. The third problem that Lean implementation is going to solve for your daycare is when you have staff in various locations or on various shifts, but they're not working the same way. So it makes your daycare feels like you have multiple daycares. For example, when you walk into a Target in your city and then you travel out of state and you have to pick up something from a Target, doesn't it still feel like Target? The same colors, the same mannerisms, the store is probably even laid out in a similar way, similar shelving. It doesn't feel like Walmart. When you walk into Walmart, it feels like Walmart. When you walk into Target, it feels like Target, right? So if you have multiple locations for your center, you want each location to still have the same culture, working on the same mission, the same vision. It should feel the same. Now, it's important because parents notice the difference in quality. A lot of times, if you have multiple locations, you might have one family, but they have their kids in both of your locations. Or if you have multiple shifts, parents could move from one shift, let's say day shift, to second shift if they get a different job or if their hours change. And all of a sudden, the daycare feels like a totally different place. Parents will notice a difference in quality. If one location has everyone working hard, they're playing by the book, they are following all the standards, but at the other location, the staff is coming in late, they're really lax on the standards. The quality is different. Parents are going to notice, and staff notices too. So the staff that are working harder, they'll sometimes, be a little bit upset that the other center is getting away with so much. So to avoid all that, Lean has a solution for this problem as well. Lean uses standardized onboarding and training plans that everyone gets. So everyone is listed, everyone gets trained the exact same way. We've been able to use something called a cross training matrix to onboard staff to help our clients eliminate and avoid this issue. Now, the implementation of Lean also is all about bringing people together. So, we've been able to facilitate meetings with our client staff who are in various locations to come together and decide what is the best way to do the work. When you have agreement from everyone, so a teacher at location A who has a toddler room and another teacher at location B who has a toddler room, they're going to get together and agree the best way to teach the curriculum, the best way to do the projects, the best way for circle time. And so everyone knew who gets hired, whether they're going to be a teacher at location A or a teacher at location B, they all get the same information. Okay, so your staff is coming together to decide the best way to do things, and all the new people are getting trained using a cross training matrix and onboarded the exact same way. Now, if you never heard of a cross training matrix, there is a whole blog article on our website, iamleanllc.org, and I will link it in the description box below. Okay, so the fourth problem that implementing lean could solve for your daycare is when you have projects falling by the wayside. Now, I just want to say this. All the daycare owners I've met, y'all got like 20 projects going on. I had no idea how many projects it takes to run a daycare in a year. Y'all got equipment going into the playground. Y'all got new flooring going into the playground. Y'all got new food equipment coming in. You got grants for your garden. Y'all got projects y'all got projects all over the place. But what I haven't seen is the problem is there's no visible project management. And so all the actions needed to make these projects keep moving forward, they're just falling by the wayside. Now, why is it a problem? Because some of these projects, if they're for your license for you to be in compliance with your licensure, it could be facing fines of like $20,000. So we've heard about centers that had to close because they just could not get into compliance. They couldn't pull the project across the goal line before the deadline that they were given. It could also mean losing parents if you have projects for safety or quality that just haven't been completed. Parents could pull their children and take them to a center that have higher quality standards. Now, Lean has a solution for you. Lean implementation involves using a strategy to manage your projects and using a A3 project, which is a visible tool to ensure that everything is visibly tracked. No one has to guess what work is due and who's doing it. For example, for one of our daycare clients, we established a daycare strategy, and the first thing we do is we list every project that you have going on. Now, you don't even know you got these projects going on. You're like, yeah, I got some work. That's a project. Where you spend, if you want to know what projects you have going on, check and see where you spending your money. Which contractor did you hire? Okay. What equipment did you purchase? Where the invoices are? Those are projects. Okay. Those are projects that need to be um addressed. So we write down all the projects on the strategy, and then we prioritize. Because what we found is that when nothing is prioritized, everything is assumed that it's being worked on, but all the actions are just falling through the cracks and nobody's checking on them. So we wrote them on a strategy, prioritize which projects are more important than the other ones, usually by when they had to be done, um, or which season they had to be done in. And then we assigned one owner. Now, this is the biggest way Lean will help you. Every project gets one owner. So you can't say, oh, those three people are working on it, that team is working on it. Who's in charge? Because if everybody's working on it, nobody's accountable for when things fall through the cracks. You want to assign one clear owner for every project, and then the key is to establish a meeting time, so a project cadence where you're actually meeting to discuss the projects. Is it red? Is it green? Did this action get taken? Oh, and the biggest thing is to have a A3 project. Now, I mentioned an A3 project, but let me tell you what it is. A A3 is the size of paper. The regular sheet of paper is 8.5 by 11. A3 is when you double it, it's 11 by 17. So it's just the oversized piece of paper. They call it an A3. If you look at your print settings, it says A3 because for Lean, you can put an entire $20 million project on one piece of paper. So they call them A3 projects. So all of your projects, all the 20 things y'all got going on, needs to be on a project template. Now you can make it a regular size piece of paper. It's just going to be a little bit harder to read. But we give you all the templates if you work with us, and we help you write the A3s. We train you in what the A3s are. And once you have a clear owner, projects are prioritized. Now you can meet every week with your A3 to give updates. Okay. And we encourage the owners to make sure everybody is reporting out on the work that they're doing so that the owner doesn't have to do everything. Now, the final and fifth problem that implementing lean can solve for your daycare is not having that daily visibility of what actions are due. Why is this a problem? The daily actions are what leads to the weekly milestones being completed, which lead to the monthly um, goals being completed, which leads to the quarterly goals being green and not red, which leads to your annual strategy hitting its targets. Okay. But if you don't have visibility to those daily tasks that are due or who's accountable for them, once again, things are falling through the cracks. And that's not acceptable in early childhood education because if you don't do those daily things, it could affect your safety, quality, delivery, or cost with regards to those children. Now, older children have different needs than toddlers and infants, or even preschoolers. But the children require the teachers, the teacher aides, the directors to actually follow up on items, get back to parents, file paperwork. Like I said, your industry is highly regulated, so all of them tasks have to get followed up with. Otherwise, it might be the FBI knocking at your door. They're really strict on on these on these standards for the childcare industry. Now, how does Lean solve it? The implementation of Lean has a step-by-step process to turn your calendar into an accountability board. Have you ever heard of an accountability board? It's another Lean tool. Imagine a large wall calendar. I have one right here. I wonder if I can show y'all. You need a large wall calendar, and what you're going to do is you're going to stick post-it notes on the side of the calendar. I bet I can show you right here. That would be so much fun. Let me try. So we're going to take this wall calendar. It's for the month of November, and you're going to put it on the wall. And whatever the task is, you're going to get your post-it note, and I'm going to write out my task. So, call contractor about quote. And I'm going to give this task to Sarah. Now, this task is supposed to be due on Wednesday. So, I'm going to put it on Wednesday. Wednesday, week 2. And I'm going to make a note that Sarah's on here. Okay, simple as that. Now I got at least a reminder. I got a beginning system that Sarah's supposed to call this contractor on week 2. And if she haven't done it or if she need help, let's say I never gave her the phone number, we going to get it straight and we going to make sure that that gets done. Okay? Okay, so that's just a simple first step you can do. But Lean actually has an accountability system that we help you to build and to create to keep track of all of your staff and what tasks they have upcoming. So if you'd like to work with us, you can go ahead and book an appointment with us. Contact us. I'll leave all the information in the description box. And thank you for your time. I will see you in the next video.